But the Lord knows about every single day of your life, and He knows every day you will live. You know, the Lord knows how many days you've got yet to live before you pass on and go into eternity. The Lord knows your days. What good is there for the Lord to know your days? Well, as human beings, we have limited understanding. You know, we don't know how much we're going to live. You know, you're not guaranteed to live tomorrow, to see tomorrow. We don't know that. We don't know what might happen, right? But the Lord knows. And I have great comfort knowing that the Lord knows exactly when I'm going to perish. That means I'm pretty much unstoppable until that day comes. You know, I can serve Him mightily until that day comes. But the Lord knows our days. You know, He knows how many days we've got left. And, you know, you might want to turn there. Keep your finger there. And actually, you don't need to keep your finger there. Come with me to Psalm 90. You don't need to keep your finger there. We're not coming back to Psalm 37. Come with me to Psalm 90. And verse number 12. Psalm 90 and verse number 12. I really like this verse. It really is a verse that I stop and meditate on in my own personal life. But it says in Psalm 90 verse 12, "So teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom." The psalmist is telling God, teach us to number our days. Lord, I don't know how many days I've got. You know how many days I've got left. Lord, you know what I've done with my life. You know whether I'm on track. You know whether I've been living within your will or not. But teach us. Help us to understand that our days are numbered. And for what purpose? Well, that psalm says it in verse number 12, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. You see, you've got a limited time on this earth. And God wants you to think that every day that we live, you know, we should not just waste the days. You know, we should not just live the days for ourselves. We should be looking for wisdom every day we live. You know, wisdom that we can take from the Lord, yes, but wisdom is more than just your understanding. You know, wisdom is really the application of the knowledge that God has given you. God wants us to live this life, and every day we live in wisdom. I'm going to quickly read to you. You stay there in Proverbs 2:6. It says, "For the Lord giveth wisdom." But then it says this, "Out of His mouth cometh knowledge and understanding." Out of His mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. You see, wisdom is different from knowledge, and knowledge is different from understanding. What is understanding? Understanding is the ability to acquire knowledge. Okay? If knowledge is presented to you, understanding will help you acquire that information for yourself. That's what understanding is. Okay? Knowledge is knowing the facts about a situation. Okay? But wisdom is the application of that knowledge. Wisdom is the application of that knowledge. And so God wants us to number our days. We haven't got forever to live. We have a limited time span. The Lord knows how long it is. And He wants you to apply it to knowledge. Meaning, to wisdom. Not just to knowledge, acquiring information, but what are you going to do with that information? How are you going to act upon that information?